Today I was going to go for a ride on the MT-09, and one of my good friends has just purchased a pickup truck, and I'm talking about it, and I was thinking how much motorcycles are like pickup trucks. And they're very similar. And one of the things is you buy a pickup truck and use it the way you want to. A lot of people turn it into a show queen and put chrome wheels on it and whatever, and never put a piece of sheetrock in the back or a load of dirt. A lot of people buy a very, very fast bike, never go to the racetrack. A lot of people customize a bike to their needs. A lot of people customize pickup trucks. And back and forth and back and forth. And I was just thinking how many similarities there are, and how many people with a BMW GS have never taken it off-road. How many times do you see an R1 like mine that's never been to the racetrack or whatever? But there's a point to this, and I want to make a point while I go on this ride, because I thought this through, and I always defer to Joe Roselli, who always says, ride the bike that you really like, not the one your friends like, and buy the pickup truck you like, not the ones your friends have. I think there's a lot of truth to that. My MT-09 is a good example of a bike. You could do a lot of things. You could just take this bike and go for rides, just back and forth on Main Street and look at the girls and stuff. Or you can go hang out at one of the meetups and have everybody oogle how many custom parts you have or how many custom things you've done. And I just think, like a pickup truck, you make it your own, and that's so true. Now, most of my friends that have pickup trucks, they have them set up so they can put a bike in the back, and so something that relating to motorcycles. But I always get a kick out of, and I go to a lot of car shows where there are some custom trucks that are really over the top. They're 7 feet high, and they got big giant tires, and you know these guys, you just look at them and they never went off-road. Well, some people say that about the motorcyclists too. People that have an on-road, off-road bike, and you pretty much can tell it's never been off-road. But hey, that's the beauty of motorcycling. And you don't have to be judgmental about it. You don't have to be in favor of one thing or not the other thing. And it's, boy, that Joe Roselli is so right. Buy the bike you like. Ride it the way you like. I could never impart that wisdom to anybody. But if you're new to motorcycling and you buy a bike, you got to really think it through in the very beginning. What am I going to do with this motorcycle? What part of motorcycling am I going to enjoy? Like going to a buffet. Am I going to eat all the shrimp, or am I going to eat all the waffles? Or am I just going to try to eat shrimp and waffles both? Well, I have a list of people, friends of mine, that have admitted to me, and I've done it too, of course, that they bought the wrong bike. They were not thinking it through. They thought, well, you know, I was going to go off-road, or I was going to go to the racetrack, or I was going to do this or do that. And when they bought the bike, all they ever used it for was just an ordinary street bike. Well, I don't know. I've done it too, of course. And then there's people I've known in the back in the day of drag racing. You'd buy a bike strictly because it got a great ET. Oh, no, you didn't really like the bike that much and you didn't care for it. Well, but they turned a great time and they beat this bike or beat that bike. And once you bought the bike, you were sorry you bought it. Now I wonder how many people buy a pickup truck and they have no intention of ever even putting a tailgate down. It's strictly, and now they make the pickup trucks with the front and back seats, and several of my friends have those, of course, beautiful. But I just think pickup trucks, motorcycles, you can be unrealistic about what you expect when you buy one, and I'm sure the pickup trucks are big dollars now, boy. And so are the bikes, of course. But back in the day, I know I was unrealistic about buying vehicles that I bought, and especially motorcycles. But as years have gone by, I've tried to really think it through whenever I've purchased a new bike or traded a bike or gotten something that I thought I wanted. I wanted to think about it and really think, do I really, really want it? And a big thing, before you spend a whole winter and thousands of dollars restoring a bike that you think you like, ride it for a year. That's one of the things I always say, is ride the bike for a year before you restore it. Make sure you're going to be happy with every part of it before you spend that whole winter. Now, I know how popular, again, said it before, how popular pickup trucks are and that they outsell cars now. And I realize a lot of people, an awful lot of people, really like just riding around in a pickup truck, maybe pretending they're contractors or landscapers or something. But and I'll confess, one of the things I always liked back in the day, and when I was flying model planes and when I was in AMAR racing, I always had a van. I always thought a van was a cool thing because nobody could see what you had in a van. I had several vans that had no windows at all. And when I think back, a pickup truck is like the opposite of a van. It's like you want people to see what you have. And maybe that's good. Maybe, I don't know. I never had a pickup truck in my life. There's several things I've never owned, no particular reason. I've never owned anything Honda made. A car, a truck, whatever, van, whatever. I've never owned several things that, as I look back, I've no particular reason why I didn't own them. But I've never owned a pickup truck. But I do love vans, and I always loved the fact that vans, especially vans with no windows, work vans, you could put stuff in there and nobody kind of even see it. But that's just me, and that was just a life that I had when I was going to AMAR racing, and when I had dirt bikes, nobody could look in the back and maybe be prone to want to tamper with them or anything. And I always had unmarked vans that you really couldn't, they were registered privately, not registered commercially, of course. Even when I had the machine shop, I had a privately registered van. But that's just me. And that whole point about you have to buy the motorcycle that you really like. And I have to be honest, the MT-09, when I bought it, I had a different vision in my mind of how I was going to ride it and enjoy it. Once I got it, it turned me into a total hooligan. And here I've had it over 5 years and over 20,000 miles. And it's just turned into just a bike that I couldn't even envision how much fun I would have with it when I sat on a one at Motorcycle Mall before I bought it. Try to make the decision between this bike and the Kawasaki Retro bike. And Luciano voted for the Retro bike, and then I thought of Les McDonald, and I said, boy, he really liked his MT-09. I went with the MT-09, and I've never looked back. So to all my friends who have pickup trucks and all my friends who have motorcycles, I hope you have the pickup truck that you truly enjoy and truly want. And I know I have gotten, and it has taken so many years to figure this out, I have gotten my humble collection of motorcycles, and every one of them fulfills one need that I have for wanting to go for rides or whatever, the track day bikes, of course. But I realize that not everybody is lucky enough to get the bike or be able to afford the bike you want or afford the pickup truck. But I count myself as very lucky that I am able to have the bikes I like and of course my classic Toyota minivan. And this minivan is 16 years old, and it defines the word bulletproof. And today, riding around on the MT-09 and just thinking about pickup trucks. I don't know why. But that's what motorcycling does. It frees up your mind to think about things that you normally wouldn't think about. It was a great day today. I just love this bike. And it has exceeded everything I thought it would be and more. Now, some bikes, my FZR, it was a great track bike, many years, many days to the track, and it was just as fun and more fun than you could ever imagine. And it became a great street bike. So it was just an unexpected thing when I bought it. I never realized it was going to be that much fun as a street bike, but I've enjoyed it in many ways. And a special thanks to Joe Roselli. This is his Brutale that I know he's got a newer one, but the wisdom he's imparted over the years has not gone unnoticed. Thank you, Joe. Now, if you're new to our channel, we have a very eclectic channel. One of the new features we have now is some of the videos are grouped into groups that you can access all the videos for one category in one mouse click, and it should be very convenient and very handy. Just check out the feature on the main screen playlist. And thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. We appreciate your support, and it makes this channel possible with all the things we do, the painting, the wheels, the polishing. And please take a second or two and hit the like button. And thanks everyone for watching.